On Nationwide this evening, the Monaghan family which made a business out of the humble duck. They sell everything but the quack. How they found markets as far away as China. Ready Steady Cook as some of Ireland's top chefs gather and vie with each other to produce a winning dish. And meet the Malaysian chef who now calls Limerick home. And you're very welcome to another edition of the programme. Today we're coming to you from Newry in the County Down, actually from the Southern Regional College, which is well recognised as a centre of excellence in the international culinary arts. And today, all roads lead to this very kitchen in pursuit of Ireland's greatest duck dishes.
Chefs from the four corners of Ireland have converged here for this mighty cook-off. The aromas are starting to waft our way, and they're all using duck, which is produced over the border in Emmyvale in County Monaghan at Silverhill Foods.
Well, there you literally get some of the flavour of what we'll be seeing here tonight in what is a very tense and exacting competition. And the MC of the whole event is the development chef with Silverhill, Gary McDowell. Gary, there are, 12 chefs competing here in what is a final round?
Yes.
And how many would have wanted to take part? How many entered?
From all over the country, we had over 100 entries, and from that then we had to decipher everything down into 12 finalists to compete here today, which was no mean feat.
And what is the challenge to these competing chefs? What do they have to produce?
They need to produce 2 portions of a starter and 2 portions of a main course using a 2.5 oven ready Silverhill duck, and they have 2 hours in which to produce this and have it presented. Also, they have to accompany that with wine, which is also the nice bit to be judging alongside it.
And to some extent they're up against the clock then?
Yeah, they've 2 hours, and really they've been practicing these dishes and fine-tuning it into the 2 hours, but to get the ultimate dish out of that as well.
And to some extent, do they have to come up with something new to stand out here?
Yes, innovation would be a big key, and it's something that we ourselves would market on, and we're trying to see what people's perception is and how they can use the product to its best. And really that was a lot of what the judging was based on, the initial paper judging, and today again to see those dishes actually become real and something you can tangibly have.
And of course they hope to be leaving here with the glittering prize. And you're no stranger to competition yourself.
No, I've been around a few competition corners at this stage. I've represented the National Irish Culinary Team, and also through the college here in Newry where I trained, I represented them quite a bit for competition. So yeah, competition's in my blood, I think.
And how important to a chef is it to succeed at a thing like this, to win a prize?
I think it's very important to be seen, especially now at the moment, to be seen as being the best. It's a very, very competitive industry. People move around a lot in the hospitality and the chefing industry itself. And it's good to get those awards, the accolades. It gets bums and seats, as they like to say, and fills up the restaurants.
The main ingredient in all of these sumptuous dishes being conjured up here around me is of course duck from Silverhill Foods, and the tradition of duck farming in this fully integrated enterprise has been ongoing for 45 years. Mary Fanning went along to see the operation in Emmyvale in County Monaghan.
Silverhill Foods spans several different sites, takes in 600 acres and employs over 200 people. They've won countless awards for innovation, excellence and taste, and are the undisputed world leaders producing Peking duck. It all started in this little house at the home farm 45 years ago and has grown into a multi-million-pound success story. At the helm, the self-confessed duck junkie, Stuart Steele.
We breed our own breed of duck, we hatch our own duck, we farm everything that we do, and then we handle the duck very carefully, that we hand produce, we air chill, We have no additives in the feed, and we produce the highest quality duck possible for tables and food all around the world. Actually, we export over 80% of what we produce.
The Chinese are big customers and quality is the key for them. As you watch the ducks being packed, you can see the international labels accounting for a global market.
Well, Silver Hill is spread over about 600 acres, and that's over about a 30-mile radius. And that's because of biosecurity, basically. Also, we're unique because we do everything ourselves. And our ethos is, because my family and I, we live on the farm, our ethos is if we're going to raise the birds, we should use every single part of it. I used to be very cheesy and say we use everything but the quack, but then I think they got a bit sick of me in the office saying that, so they sold it as a download for a phone. So now my phone quacks.
Employing over 200, Silver Hill Foods is a very important economic cornerstone in Monaghan. What's more interesting is that the raw material, the duck, starts and finishes within the confines of the plant.
We're a relatively low volume producer in a hugely and getting higher and higher cost environment. So, for us to start on a Monday morning should be impossible. But, once we do that every day, we can do anything we want after that. That's the norm for us. And we're only striving to be the best at what we can be in.
The hygiene control at all of the Silver Hill units is extremely strict. But when you strive for excellence every day and have a team behind you that thinks the same, it does work.
It's not an easy game, but it's something that's very close to our heart. It's the Steele family farm, and it's not a job for me, although it is, and we have to make money, but it's like my left arm, and we're very lucky we have a great dedicated team of people that think the same way. Our breeder manager, Dennis Kelly, for example, his daughter Denise is now our environmental manager. So to be able to bring on generations and next generations, that's just what makes it special for us.
The range of food products produced is growing and growing, and their research and development department is both innovative and tasty. This competition, Ireland's search for the best duck dish, is typical of the fresh and open approach they have.
Well, it's at a time where, the current climate, there is a bit of doom and gloom about. But, we're out there, we're being positive, and we want to give something back to the chefs that use our duck throughout Ireland. So we came up with this idea of a great competition, and it's generated a lot of excitement, and it's going to be a good bit of crack as well.
Every inch of the duck is used. 30 years ago, Stuart's dad, Ronnie, designed the feather plant, and this machine that washes, dries and produces an end product which ends up as quality duvets, jackets and pillows.
We're very lucky to be able to do something we love and enjoy, and we're in a rural community on the border. We always have been. We're great, we can provide employment, and we're just very proud to do what we do.
Silver Hill has collected countless awards, and in 2007 Heston Blumenthal, the British chef whose Fat Duck restaurant has 3 Michelin stars, named Silver Hill's hybrid breed perfect for Peking duck.
Our R&D is it's vital to our company. Because we do everything ourselves to the highest quality, inevitably it is a bit more expensive than other product. But we sell an innovation. We come up with a new product every single week so that we're consistently surprising our customers and inventing new products all the time. We are in difficult times. We have had to look at our costs, obviously, and we are looking very seriously at our costs, and we're cutting a lot of costs. But our sales are still stacking up. And because we export globally, some countries are affected more than others, but our sales are still staying fairly steady.
It's all about quality at this Monaghan success story of duck. The proof of the pudding is in the eating, and the Silver Hill team never rest on their laurels.
We have a philosophy here: we'll get something as good as it can be, and then we'll look to see how we can get it better. And simply, there's not many duck producers in the world, so we always have to think outside of our box, and we travel the world to do that.
And all of that was started more than 4 decades ago by Ronnie and Lila Steele. Now, Lila is a judge here today, but just going to take you away from your judging for a minute, Lila. Is it true that Silver Hill began with a loan of £5,000?
Yes, a long time ago. And that was a lot of money in those days.
And what made you decide to start a duck farm?
Well, there was plenty of turkey farms and chicken farms, and duck just seemed to be an opening for it.
And when you started off, how did you go about selling your product?
Well, we went round the poulterers, as they were called in those days in Dublin, and asked them would they be interested in getting a continuous supply of duck. Some of them laughed at it and some of them said they would. And we're still dealing with the same companies today.
And why do you think they laughed, some of them?
Because the idea of having duck all the year round was definitely a new thing.
Was duck considered to be very posh at the time?
Very much so. Very much so. Indeed, you could, well, looking around here today, you could say that it is very posh. Of course, these are the creme de la creme of the chefs.
Did you ever envisage, when you started 45 years ago with your husband Ronnie, that Silver Hill would be such a major contender?
Oh, never. No, we're very lucky that we had wonderful help, and it's not any one person that makes the business, it's the whole staff. We really have to thank them for, and even today, it's wonderful.
And are things a little bit more difficult now?
Oh yes.
Are they?
Oh yes. Well, people don't have to eat duck, and it is more expensive to produce than any other fowl. So,
But you'll keep at it?
oh yes, of course.
We'll also be looking over the shoulder of the panel of 3 judges as they circulate around, and one of those judges is Derry Clark, famously of Le Crivin in Dublin. Derry, what caught your eye?
Everything did. Everything, actually. You know, I came in this morning, and judging competitions, you never know what to expect. And I've got to say, I know it's a cliche, but the standard is really high here. It really is. You can feel the energy and the heat.
And there seems to be a good deal of creativity. I mean, I wouldn't have thought there were so many ways of dealing with duck.
Yeah, well, funny enough, actually, most professional chefs love cooking with duck. I think that's why this competition has got such a high standard. You can see that yourself. And even I'm learning something today. You always see something new and different, and I love the mixes and the combinations that are happening here today. And it's very competitive. You can feel the tension here at the minute, but it's really good. The tension makes a really better dish.
Now, we've been watching you as you've been tasting the starters and so on. They look gorgeous on the plate, but it's all about taste.
It is. So, I mean, ethical taste so far has been excellent. But obviously, you're dead right. I mean, the marks really, 30% of the marks are for taste. So that's the highest. And then presentation will be number 2. But you know yourself, taste is what everyone goes for. And but you can smell it. You always know by a dish, by the aroma, using all your senses, and really is good.
What distinguishes a winning dish?
Well, it's on the day. I mean, to be fair, like, you know, there's 12 professional chefs here today, and 11 are going to go away empty-handed. So to be fair, it's difficult, you know, on the day they're the best chef. Let's be honest about that. I mean, I think they're all pretty equal. I've been in competitions many years ago in my youth, and I know what it's like to come second or third or fourth or whatever. It's a bad feeling, but that's why you do it, I think, you know. And it's a nice thing actually to see how far you can push the boundaries, because this kind of competition, you do push your boundaries in cooking. And you can see that today. I mean, a lot of things you see here today you wouldn't do in a restaurant normally because there's so much preparation in it.
And in these rather tighter times in the whole hospitality industry, maybe a win here would be extraordinarily important.
Well, it's good for morale, isn't it? At least they can go back to their own establishment, you know, and have something to show for their efforts today. But definitely, I mean, I think it was well described, the competition, and there's only 12 finalists. So even getting here today was an achievement for them.
Well, the competition is really hotting up, and at the risk of driving the chefs mad, I'm going to try and find out how some of them are getting on. Starting with Raymond Carter from the Muirmore. Raymond, this looks great. Tell us, what have you got?
For the starter, we use the livers to cook a pate, like a parfait. It's very, very light with butter and eggs and livers and pork reduction. We pastilla made out of the leg meat with smoked paprika, which is like a wee spring roll style, sitting on mango chutney. And the other starter is like, it looks like a wee burger, but it's a cremeski. And it's the minced leg.
So it's all full of flavours.
It's all full of flavours. There's chilli, ginger, coriander,
And what about this? This is
mango.
ready for the main course.
Yeah, this is ready for the main course. This is like medium or so. I take it off crisp it up in the pan, and it's served with orange honeycomb.
Oh, that looks gorgeous.
Yeah, orange honeycomb, little orange jellies. We confit potatoes have been cooked in duck fat.
Do you like doing competitions?
I never do them, to be honest.
Really?
I've done one before, about 4 years ago.
And how do you feel things are going here now today?
Not too bad. I had a wee bit of a mishap. So.
What happened to you?
It's set me back a little bit.
What did you do?
Brand new mandolin. That's what did it.
Glenn.
So it's set me back a wee bit.
So that's time out, and we're taking
Aye.
time out as well on you. So
Aye.
just going to leave you
That's
to
what's
it.
working the sweat up.
Oh, is it? Things are looking up. Liz, blessed art thou amongst men.
I know, it's funny being the only woman here, isn't it?
Very unusual, isn't it?
Well, I would have thought there'd be more, yeah, but I've got to keep up the sides. So.
You do, yeah. And
Yeah.
how are things going, keeping up the
Things
sides?
are good, things are good. We've got 3/4 of an hour left, so the pressure's on slightly. But
Right.
no, it's all going well, all according to plan.
Everything is just simmering away here.
Simmering away, yeah.
What's this?
This, I know it doesn't look terribly
No, it
attractive.
doesn't look great now,
This
Liz.
is liver, and it's going to go with some pear into the duck. Because I know, and I'm quite honestly, actually, I'm not a really big liver fan, but with the pear and the duck, it's just fabulous. It really is. Stocks are really important anyway when you're cooking. Anybody will tell you that. And this is more stock with other bits and pieces in it, and then the liver going in with the pear.
I see.
So, and we have.
So everything is under control.
I hope so. I think so.
Have you got names on your eggs?
I know it looks odd. These are from my hens, you see, and
these are your-
everybody thinks it says Mom, but actually it says Monday in my hurried writing.
I thought you had taken a real
It's just so I know when they were laid.
Brave of Mary to get in the mix there in the white heat of competition. Well, here at the Southern College, what in effect you've got is sort of an incubator unit producing the great chefs on the wild stage for the future. And that whole operation is run by Evelyn McBurney. You describe yourself as a centre of excellence. Why?
Whereas in Southern Regional College, the School of Hospitality and Tourism was designated as Centre of Excellence by the Department of Employment and Learning in Northern Ireland.
And you're drawing your students from the whole island.
We have students here who come from as far away as Cork, Tralee, Inishowen, Ballyliffin, Belfast, from across Ireland.
And indeed, I've been seeing the phrase industry-led describing your courses. What's that mean?
We're very much very close to the industry. We believe that we are the education arm of the industry. We would have mentors from industry coming into the college to advise on programmes. We have a workforce development forum who links in very closely with us to advise us on programmes. There's 105 of our chefs currently out on the in work placement right from first year, and we also deliver training within the industry. So we're out there and we're bringing mentors and chefs in as well.
It's about the real world then.
It's about the real world indeed.
Well, after 2 hours of intensive competition, the judges went into solemn conclave, so to speak, and after an hour and a half, there was white smoke, and the announcement was that the winner of this prestigious competition is Sam Reid from Belfast. Congratulations to you, Sam.
Thanks very much.
Now, describe your dish to us. What was it you did?
The first course we done a bativier. It's like a wee tart of the duck liver with some of the breast meat and a wee bit of foie gras added in and stuff, and juniper. We just done that with a few black truffles and a wee bit of pancetta and wild mushrooms, and more or less let the duck speak for itself. The flavours come through, and I was very happy with the starter overall. And
all of that was in the starter?
All of that was in the starter. And for the main course we done sous vide breast, where we removed the skin and just poached it with the duck's own fat, and served it with a double egg, which is just basically braised and glazed in a jus, and with a wee potato fondant, and made crackling out of the skin. So everything was to do with the duck.
Well, that looks absolutely delicious. There can, of course, be only one winner in the competition, but when you look at all these sumptuous dishes, I really don't envy the judges the task they had here today.
There's obviously great talent at work in kitchens around the country.
That's for sure.
And that brings us to the end of this evening's programme.
We'll be back with you on Wednesday, and until then, from all of us on the Nationwide team and from the Southern Region College in Newry,
A very good evening. And on next Wednesday's programme, country music and the Westmeath man who has been bringing it to huge audiences for 40 years. How singing the blues brought success for a County Monaghan performer, the Galway mother who always enjoyed her singing, but then she decided to pull her courage together and take the plunge into the professional world.